When I finally told the world who I'm marrying, I knew everything would shift. Just those simple words, I'm marrying her, and it felt like the air changed. It wasn't the fact that I was getting married that caught everyone off guard, it was who I said it about. She wasn't the name they were expecting. She's not a headline, not someone with a million followers, not someone polished for the spotlight. And that's exactly why I love her. She doesn't demand attention. She doesn't live for applause. She was there when I had nothing to offer but exhaustion. She stayed when I was buried in work, when my light dimmed, and when the weight of everything made me question myself. She never asked for more than presence. She never needed to be impressed. She never made me feel like I had to earn her love. So when I said her name out loud, when I claimed her publicly, I wasn't trying to surprise anyone. I was just telling the truth. And still, the room fell into a hush. A few smiled politely, others exchanged confused glances, and some couldn't even hide the disbelief on their faces. They had built an image of who I'd end up with, someone polished, someone curated, someone more in sync with the life they thought I led. But I didn't want curated. I wanted connection. I wanted someone who could hear my silence, who knew when my eyes were begging for rest, not recognition. She's never been performative with her love. She just shows up. And I didn't speak her name for headlines, I did it because loving her has been the quietest and most powerful decision I've ever made. She's not loud, but she's present. And in her presence, I found peace I never knew I was missing. After the announcement, the messages started flooding in. Some congratulated us sincerely. Others asked questions they couldn't quite phrase kindly. And a few made it clear they didn't approve. They thought I could be chosen someone more visible, more glamorous, someone who fit the world's idea of who should stand beside me. But what they don't know is that she saw me before anyone else did. She saw the version of me I don't post, the version that struggles, doubts, breaks down behind the scenes. And she stayed. She didn't try to fix me, she just held space for me. That's the kind of love you don't trade for applause. She never fights for attention, because she doesn't need to. She simply becomes the place I go to when the world gets too loud. When I asked if the sudden spotlight, the judgment, the noise was too much for her, she just looked at me and said, "They don't need to get it. You do. That's all that matters." In that moment, I felt something settle in me. I didn't have to be strong. I didn't have to explain. I could just breathe. Because when you're loved by someone who is secure in who they are, you start letting go of everything you were trying to prove. They tried to make her feel small, but they couldn't. Her strength isn't flashy, it's steady. Her love doesn't need to be validated, it simply is. I can still remember the exact moment I knew she was the one. Not the first time I was drawn to her, not the moment I felt butterflies, but the moment I looked at her and knew this is it. It was a quiet evening. I was burnt out, emotionally drained, barely holding it together. I didn't have the energy to talk or pretend. And she didn't force it. She didn't try to cheer me up or ask 100 questions. She just sat beside me, placed her hand over mine, and whispered, "You don't owe me anything right now. Just rest. I'm not going anywhere." That's when I knew. Because love, real love, doesn't come with pressure, it comes with peace. Since then, I stopped searching for more. I realized there is nothing more than being loved in your mess, in your stillness, without needing to put on a show. The media may have been caught off guard when I revealed her, but my heart wasn't. It had decided long before the world ever caught up. From that day on, everything changed. Not just in how I worked or what I chased, but in why I was doing it all. I used to focus on status, on goals, on building a brand. Now, I think about her, what each move means for us, not just for me. I've started carving out space for things I used to ignore: quiet breakfasts, unhurried conversations, late night walks where no one is watching. Now I dream of a home that isn't staged, but safe. A place where we can both fall apart and still be held. A life that isn't designed to impress, but to sustain. And in that home, she doesn't need to be anything but herself, and neither do I. We've stripped away the expectations, the masks, the rehearsed lines. What's left is just us, raw, honest, whole. I didn't choose her to make a statement. I chose her because she's the one who made me feel seen. Not the version of me everyone knows, but the one that only comes out when the lights are off. People treat it like I've done something rebellious, like I broke some unspoken rule by choosing someone who isn't crafted for the cameras. But love doesn't care about optics. It cares about impact. And she has impacted me more deeply than anyone else ever has. She came into my life quietly, without performance, and changed everything. She didn't try to win me over, she just loved me in a way that made me stop running. She wasn't what they expected. But she was what I needed. She celebrated every small victory. She sat with me in the silence. She never demanded more than what I had in that moment. That's how I knew this wasn't just affection, it was alignment. So no, I didn't shock myself when I said I'm marrying her. I confirmed what I've always known. And now that it's out there, there's no going back. I'm not explaining myself in fragments anymore. I'm not guarding our love like it's something fragile. It's not. It's steady. And it's strong enough to carry us both. So now we step into this new season not just as lovers, but as partners. Through whispers, through criticism, through the lens of people who will never understand what we've built behind closed doors. We don't owe them clarity. We owe each other truth. She grounds me. She laughs at the things the world doesn't get. She finds beauty in our most unphotogenic moments. And now that she's not just mine privately but openly, I love her louder, yes, but I also protect her deeper. From the world, and from my own doubt. She's built for this, not because she's loud, but because she's rooted. She doesn't try to fit into my life, she stands with me in it. And because of that, I make it my mission to lift her, to pour back what she's quietly given me all this time. She doesn't ask for much, just presence, honesty, care. And that's what I'll keep giving her. In every little moment. In the texts. In the quiet hand I place on her back when she's overwhelmed. In the way I pay attention to her silences. We're not perfect. We've had our hard talks. We've stood at the edge of misunderstanding and chosen to bridge it instead of walking away. That's real love. Not a perfect journey, but a committed one. So yes, the world might still be stunned. But my heart never was. It's always known. And now, so does everyone else. Now we walk into what's next with open hands and open hearts, not for performance, but for